This is Boog S Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the Marvel Legends Gwenpool figure. So before we take a look at Gwenpool, let's take a look at the accessories that she comes with. So, first up, she comes with the Build-A-Figure piece to the lizard. The lizard Build-A-Figure. She comes with his tail, and it looks pretty good. I don't know if I'm actually going to complete this Build-A-Figure or not. I don't know, it's not a big priority. My big priority was, getting the Gwenpool figure. So, she comes with 3 sets of alternate hands. She comes with these, this is how she came in the package, with these, hands making the heart shape, which I thought was pretty funny. Because, Gwenpool is a very comical character. She's actually a real person that was transported into the comics, so she knows virtually everything about the Marvel Universe. It's a really cool premise, honestly. I didn't think I would be a fan of Gwenpool at first. I'll admit, I really didn't think I would be. But I really liked her. She was a good character. Her run in the comics just recently ended. So, here are her hands for the phone. Holding her phone she has. This is like her phone-taking hand. Or selfie-taking hand. And then there's her peace gesture. Oh, here's her phone. It is very, very tiny. Looks like a little iPhone, but it's very thin and very rubbery, very soft plastic. But her phone will slide into her hand just like that. And there she's taking a selfie. She also has an alternate head. I think it's kind of for the selfie. Let's just switch that out here. Yep, her cell phone fell out of her hand. It tends to do that sometimes, but she has this head, which has her tongue sticking out right there. That's kind of her goofy face. But I really like it. That's pretty cool. And her cell phone, there's a pouch right here for that, which I thought was really awesome. It's accurate to the comics. I don't know why I didn't think that it would be like that on the toy, but I didn't. So she has a place to hold her cell phone there. And for her final hands, she comes with her katana holding hands. Just the standard hands I like to keep her with. Now, I did want to point out, before I move on with this review, that I did try putting this head on this body. Because she's not actually Gwen Stacy. Like, her real name is Gwenpool in the comics, and they just mistakenly thought that was her superhero name. But, don't try putting this on your figure unless you're going to, like, mod that out just a little bit. It will fit on the peg, but taking it off is a nightmare. I just about broke her neck right there. Just about broke that joint right there trying to get this head on. So, don't try to do that unless you're a modder or, you know, unless you know what you're doing, I guess. So let me go ahead and put her normal head back on here. And here are her katanas. They're just repainted Deadpool katanas, as usual. And they're still not using silver for the blades. It's kind of just that, I guess it is silver, but it's a little more flat than I'd like. It should be really shiny and glittery. But, you know, have a little bit of marbling to it, maybe. But nope. The only thing that's different is the paint on the handle. It's that maroon color. So, Gwenpool can hold these in her hands, or in her little penguin backpack. Just slides in like that. So you can have her either way, honestly. And I honestly like to keep the swords in her backpack, because I just feel like these swords are way too big for her. I don't know, in the comics it looks fine, but like on this action figure, I just think those swords look too big for her. Like, she needs shorter swords. I was going to try Michonne's swords from The Walking Dead, but they were way too tiny since it's for a 5-inch figure. I don't know. I just think that swords are a little too big there. But she can hold them pretty nicely, except for in the right hand. So we'll go ahead and just put that one in her backpack. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the head sculpt. So for the head sculpt, it looks very much like Gwenpool from the comics. She's kind of a mischievous character, you know. She's kind of like Deadpool. Except, like I said, she's from the real world, so she knows everyone's strengths and weaknesses, since she's in a comic. She has a nice big smile right there. She has a little bit of glittery paint to her goggles right there on her mask. Looks pretty cool. It's also a little bit reflective. And there's her costume, which her costume kind of reminds me of like a vanilla strawberry ice cream. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because of the pink and white collars. But she reminds me of some ice cream. And there's her little cute penguin backpack. And that's what she stores her swords in. That's kind of typical of Gwenpool. Again, I hate it when Hasbro does this, puts the production number on the legs where it's visible, and not like on the bottoms of the feet where no one's going to be looking, and it won't be seen. My only complaint is right here on her arms, because these are new from the elbow down. It's new. You can see that it's pink, and it looks really, really glossy compared to the normal paint here. This is really glossy, and this is flat. Like, all of her costume right here is flat white and flat pink. And on her forearm right here, you can see where the pink is under it, because it was cast in pink, and they painted it white, and it's very glossy, and it just looks weird. Like, if I do that, I don't know if you can tell the difference in camera, but in the person you can tell. And I see that Gwenpool's just about to drop her other katana, so let's go ahead and just put that right there. That's my complaint with, like, all the Deadpool characters. They cannot hold their katanas, and that's irritating. They should just have hands that have katanas already attached to them. You know, if they're going to have 3 pairs of alternate hands, why not just include another one with the katanas? I don't know. Bothers me. And there's her belt with pink G on it. Again, the buttons are not painted silver or gold or whatever color they are. She does have this belt right here around her torso. And her legs are they cast in that color? Yeah, they're cast in that color. And the white is painted over. She's got those huge socks with the shin guards on. And here, we get some tennis shoes for her. And I can honestly see a lot of customizers buying this figure just for the shoes, to customize some shoes on some figures. I think that Mary Jane would look good with these shoes on, because it kind of looks like she's wearing slippers on the figure. That I didn't like that about it. So, I could see people just using the feet off this figure for other figures. But yeah, this is a really nice figure. It's got a really good range of motion, too. She's one of my favorite characters in the comics now, too, which I'm kind of sad about because her comic was canceled recently. So, at least we get this toy now. That was actually pretty fast because I think she debuted after Secret Wars in like 2015 or 2016. I think it was like 2016 when she debuted, and she got a toy this year. That's pretty fast. It's kind of like Spider-Gwen. She got a toy faster than I thought she would, too. And we still can't get an Uncanny Avengers Rogue figure. So now let's go over the articulation. She's got a ball-jointed head that can look all the way back. You just have to move it like that. Like, she can look all the way back. She can look all the way down. That's why I said she's got a really good range of motion right there. She can move her head side to side. A little bit pivot. She's got ball-jointed shoulders that can move out very, very far. That's really good. She's got single-jointed elbows that has a nice cut in them, so you can get pretty good range of motion from it. Like, you can actually get her holding one sword in 2 hands, like in both hands. And you usually can't do that with female figures, But I would prefer double-jointed elbows, but at least if they're going to give us single-jointed elbows, it can be like that. She's got swivel at the wrist. It can move side to side and up and down. She's got ball-jointed diaphragm that can move back all the way. It can move down just a little bit, not much from where she originally was. It can move side to side. She's got ball-jointed hips that can move out that far. She can kick forward all the way. She can kick back all the way. She's got swivel at the thigh, double-jointed knee, like swivel at the shin, like swivel up here at the shin, swivel at the ankle, and an ankle rocker. So that definitely gives you more articulation to stabilize the figure with. So yeah, overall I really like this figure. And my only real complaint is about the arm right there, how it looks kind of ugly right there. And she really can't hold her swords. Now, I actually, before this review, I had her holding the 90s Deadpool swords, and they stay in her hands just fine since they are a little bigger. So that's probably what I'll display her with, and just switch these katanas to the 90s Deadpool. So now let's do some size comparisons. Let's get the figure stabilized here. There. So first up, here she is next to Spider-Gwen, another Gwen character. This was part of the variant cover initiative of Gwen's that Marvel did. And these two characters proved really successful. More so for Spider-Woman, or Spider-Gwen here. In the comics, her name is Spider-Woman. But more so for Spider-Gwen because her comic is still going strong. Here she is next to Deadpool. My favorite Deadpool figure, the 90s Deadpool. And here she is next to the Jane Foster Thor figure. And, there. These two met in issue 2 or 3, I think. I have the issue. And, Gwenpool actually calls out, Jane Foster's name during battle. She's like, Jane. And, you know, Jane Foster's like, how do you know that? And it's because Gwenpool comes from the real world, and she knows everything about these characters. But that was a really funny issue. If you're unsure about the character, I would highly recommend reading it because I was very skeptical. I thought they were just trying to, you know, get more success off of, like, the Spider-Gwen thing. But, no, it is a really good comic, honestly. And even the final issue of it was really, really awesome. And then here she is next to the semi-series villain. He was in the first few issues, and I think he returned in later issues. I am missing a few, so. But there she is next to the Toy Biz MODOK Build-A-Figure. So overall, I really enjoy this figure. And I think part of it is because I've been a fan of this figure for a while, or this character for a while now. And I was really excited when Hasbro announced that she was getting her own figure. So that's my review. And if you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.